A trans person claims they are going to report a man just for rejecting them.
Sadly, I ended up reporting him. Why? Because we had gone out 3 times and everything was great. But on the fourth time, I told him I was trans, and then he said he wasn't interested. According to the latest reform of the trans law, any act that involves discrimination against a trans person just for being trans is grounds for, it's grounds for breaking the law.
But what is this person talking about? Discrimination, seriously? But since when are personal preferences considered discrimination? It's just ridiculous. And now they realize the problem with these ambiguous and absurd laws? Now, if you reject a trans person, oh, you could get yourself into trouble, right? Look, the argument from these people is pretty simple. They claim this isn't about personal preference, but about discrimination. The reason is that the guy was initially going out with this person, he was having dates, he was meeting up, and once the guy found out that this person was trans, well, he said, oh, no, goodbye, thank you. And that would be considered discrimination, according to these people from the community.
Therefore, I have already put the case in the hands of associations and lawyers. And yes, imagine person, how lucky the recommended ones.
Of course, this isn't a controversial decision, it's madness, it's nonsense, it doesn't make any sense at all. But well, guys, we live in a crazy world. Let's continue. Trans woman, do they put that here? Well, I didn't say it. She announces that she's going to report a guy because he decided not to keep seeing her after finding out she's trans. Look, honestly, I understand the guy. I mean, it's personal preference. If the guy wanted to, great. If he doesn't want to, that's fine. Since when is not wanting someone a crime? Is it illegal? How many men are sent to the friend zone every day, every minute, maybe all around the world? How many men are rejected by women every day? A lot, and those men don't go around making up crazy things or filing false accusations. But anyway, we're still here, they tell us, let's see. We must distinguish discrimination from personal preference. If someone doesn't want to continue because you're trans, that's their right, it's not a crime or punishable, but some people don't get this. Still, we're here, they say. That's what happens when you go through life pretending to be someone you're not. Sooner or later, you have to tell the truth and face the consequences. Very true. And it applies to many other situations as well. I totally agree too, they comment. And about hiding that you're trans from the first date, are you leaving that for another day? That's not true, look, because this person had to hide it. Very simple. Because they know that if they tell the truth from the beginning, most likely they'll be rejected or there won't even be a date. But anyway, let's keep going. The other guy, 4 dates, and how the hell does he not realize they're trans? Very true. I thought the same thing. They also tell us I'm trans and I find it unfortunate. In the end, it's because of people like this that we say that in the United States, Indiana is being created. Poetry drawer, a box that really changes inside, and Punjabi? Sometimes I don't know. To the point that I believe the West is in total decline. But anyway, here they tell us, as a joke. I have reported the veterinarian. I went into the office and I identified myself as a horse. I told him my back hurt, asked him to give me some ketamine, and he called the police. I've already put the case in the hands of my lawyers. They say it's a sure win. The funny thing is that something similar happened not long ago in Argentina. One of those people called Therians, who identified as a dog, went to the vet with his owner. Unbelievable, just imagine. And he wanted to be treated because he had a cold. I mean, are you aware of how crazy this is? A guy, a human being wearing a dog mask, went to the vet to get treated. It's just total madness.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the first case, someone reported for being heterosexual. Literally, imagine you're getting to know someone who looks like a woman, and when you find out they're not on the third date, when you find out it's a guy, instead of you reporting him for deceiving you about something like that, he reports you because you're not gay. And as such, you don't want anything with a man. This is the point we've reached.
Of course, he's right. In a world that runs on logic and reason, the guy would have many more reasons to report this person, but unfortunately, he's the one being reported.
It's absurd. Is it real? So, from what moment does that person have the right to end their relationship with you? They'll have to justify it in writing. The worst part is that there are organizations, just as he says, that are funded with public money. From the taxes we all pay, which cover the costs of lawyers and legal proceedings like this. It's a real disgrace. From here, my full support to that straight guy. Don't let them break you and don't be afraid. He did the right thing, and if it comes out who he is, we'll do everything we can to support him.
Let's hope the guy gets through this. Okay, because the situation is really complicated, since the news has gone very viral and has even reached the media. Look, she reports her date for rejecting her after discovering she's a trans girl. This is what the regulations say. Wow, so this is actually making it to the media? A trans woman has decided to report a man she had been on several dates with for rejecting her when she told him she was a trans person. A legitimate movement that, however, according to experts, does not constitute an act with enough weight to be considered a criminal offense or an administrative violation. Of course, I honestly hope that this complaint will be dismissed. Let's hope so. But we live in such a crazy world that I wouldn't be surprised if the opposite happens. Sadly, he ended up reporting him. Well, that's how her video started. A trans woman determined to take to court a man who decided not to keep getting to know this person. Of course, and he has the right not to continue dating. For whatever reason, he has that right. Feminists themselves constantly say that no means no, never, or rather now here they tell us. According to lawyer Begonia Diaz-Cano, a specialist in equality, it's clear that the data contained in the video is not enough to fulfill the criminal offense, nor is it an administrative infraction. It's more of a decision or choice that does not pursue hatred or discrimination. According to what is described, there was no expression or act of contempt, discredit, or humiliation, the lawyer assesses. Okay, let's see. First, here's something important. Equality specialist, you have to laugh. But well, at least he has a bit of judgment and common sense. And he says this is a personal choice, I agree. But well, I'd like to know what you think. Honestly, I've already lost my faith in humanity. See you next time.